Good morning and welcome back to the Boardwalk Casino in the beautiful city of Kwabege in the Eastern Cape. This is your Sunbet Poker Tour. This is the fourth stop on our nationwide tour, and we are on day 7 of the series down here at the Boardwalk. Seen some wonderful poker already, champions crowned. And this is the high roller event, the Aston Shiong Memorial, named after that wonderful poker player that we all loved and spent so much time with, that passed away sadly a few years ago during COVID. And nice touch by the organizers of Monster Jam for the Sunbet Poker Tour to have this event named after him in his hometown of Port Elizabeth. So we bring you a very interesting feature table this morning. In seat 1 we have Henny Appel, 359,500. Seat 2, Tim Akanusi in a new starting stack of 300,000. Seat 3, our favorite butcher, Johan de Graaf, 213,000. Seat 4, Alvin Pillay, 779,000 chips. Seat 5, JP Oaks, 594,500. Seat 6, Benny Quinn, 363,000 chips. And in seat 8, Joe Steggers, 765,500 chips. He's the chip leader at this feature table behind Alvin Pillay of 779. So second in chips, Joe Steggers, just behind Alvin Pillay. Blinds will start off this morning. Gary's just out there briefing the players. So your blinds of 2,000, 4,000, big blind ante of 4,000. The dealer is busy prepping and getting ready. We're waiting for the players to take their places. Only 3 players seated so far. Everybody's chips have been opened and stacked out by the dealer. Alvin Pillay coming in to take his seat. Gary's still briefing all the players. So very nice attendance last night to this event. There were 37 players in already. A number eliminated and have re-entered this morning, and we've had a lot of other new entries as well this morning. So the numbers will swell. We'll get a look at the timing screen a little later. So Johan de Graaf under the gun first off, 10-4 suited.
Okay, do you guys need a waitress? I'll get someone sorted out.
So JP, Queen 3 in the hijack. You fold, Benny Quinn's out the way. Action on Joe Steggers. He's not there yet, so it's folded. Around to Henny Appel in the small blind. He limps, so Tim raises straight away, 20,000 on top with ace queen. And he shows Henny ace queen. He says, I found a hand first up.
Young lady, we'll look after you for drinks, coffees, etc.
So Tim gets first blood on the feature table this morning. Coming straight into the big blind and finding ace queen as his welcome package. Rudolf Farias joined the tournament as well. He wasn't in last night. So we now have 4 outer tables. There were only 3 outer tables last night, so the numbers have swelled quite significantly. We can have a look at those outer tables there. In the background we can see the gentleman, Mr. Harold Brooks. I see Kivit has jumped in as well. Martinez Miller, he was eliminated last night and he's back in there. Between Robert Cowley and Nolene. Haggai Dayani there. Looks like a Zam has come in as well. So action on Alvin Pillay under the gun. Still settling in. Eight 4 offsuit. That'll go back to the dealer. JP, Jack 2 off is already folded. Round to Benny Quinn. Ace 7 suited. It's 10k in the pot. He makes it 11. Round to Henny. Folds the button. To Makanusi in the small blind. Tim has come in with a 3-bet. And Johan de Graaf sitting with pocket queens in the big blind. So we have action Jackson this morning. Benny Quinn has opened with ace-7 suited. Tim Akanusi has 3-bet to 33k, and Johan de Graaf with a stack of 205k finds pocket queens. 52k in the pot. It's PR of 4-1. And Johan moves all in. That's what I suspected he would do. So Johan de Graaf all in. The A7 will get out the way. Now back to Tim Akanusi, who 3-bet. 176k more for him to call. So Tim left with a big decision here.
Where's the action on Tim?
Yeah, so it was raised by Benny Quinn with A7 suited, then 3-bet by Tim Akanusi and all in by Johan de Graaf, 4-bet.
Okay, we haven't seen Tim's cards. Okay,
No.
so we're sweating here. Oh, that's a nice spot. I like this. There he calls.
He calls. I'm putting him on
Queens.
ace-king.
Yeah, you'll have an ace-king, ace-queen hand there.
Let's have a look what he's got.
We'll find out right now. Queens versus kings.
Pocket kings, oh my word. It's no wonder he took so long. So Kula first up.
No help for the queens.
Still no help for the queens, a queen and a queen only.
Done.
And it is done. And Johan de Graaf will leave the feature table.
Yep, thank you, Johan. And just a shout out to Johan. We are currently enjoying biltong and drivels from him. I did cut you some out there, Mark, because
Thank you, Gary.
the hyenas were circling over there, and then you were
I appreciate that, Gaz.
So you got your stash, and he said you'll bring some more in tomorrow as well. What a lovely man.
Is our favorite butcher, Johan. And his biltong and drivels is always delicious.
All right, so I'm sure you've been through the feature table,
I have, Gaz.
and we've got an interesting table. And Henny Apple, of course, we know. Nice dynamic with him and JP, they're best buddies. But not on the poker table, as we've seen on many occasions. Joe Steggers to join us. He's just joined us now, so I'm just going to brief him on his box.
So Gary going out there to brief Joe because Joe's just joined us. And we've unfortunately seen the end of Johan de Graaf. JP folds, Benny Quinn folds, Joe Steggers folds. Henny folds, so round to Tim Akanusi on the button. Alvin from the small blind will take down that hand.
Very good. So there's still people queuing up there. Dog even lottering I just saw. Zlaklo Pietru Dibrovnic, better known as Dobby. He's also out there.
I saw him this
He's
morning.
umming and ahhing whether to jump in or not. So that'll be interesting.
And I saw Rudy's already jumped in.
Yeah, he's got a bet going with Darren Kramer. They came up on the plane from Cape Town this morning. And the bet's something like, I'm taking all your chips.
Okay. And I see Martinez Miller's come back in. He was
He has.
eliminated last night. He's
He
Kivit
just the ball back in now.
sitting between Robert Cowley and Nolene on that outer table.
Oh, yeah, we've got quite a few new players in this morning. Okay, so we'll bring our graphics up. Thank you, guys. Pocket 10s here for Benny.
Makes it 11k. Joe is folded. Round to Henny. He's out the way. Henny Benny says I'm playing way too tight as he falls Jack 7 off. Tim has come along with the King 9 suited.
Like that. Speculative.
JP's out the way.
Sitting nice and deep now, of course, having just essentially doubled up.
Yeah, he's got a big stack there now, Tim. And he gets the best of that flop, and there's a gut shot for Benny. Benny will continue because he raised pre-flop. Well, he gets rid of Tim.
Interesting.
Tightish fold by Tim there.
I think so.
One of those things. 3 overcalls.
Then he flashes his tens. Everybody's sitting seriously deep.
Yeah, Henny, who's the shortest stack, and is 88 bigs, not short at all. No short stacks there. So we've already had a lot of action this morning. Unfortunately for Johan, running queens into kings.
Yep, just a cooler, nothing you can do with those.
There's a view across, Harold Brooks, Ronnie Dos Santos there in the foreground, Max Devison, Marco Machia, Navs Naika, everybody there, Lam, Abdulessa as well.
So who's who?
Yeah, and wonderful for this Aston Sun Shiong Memorial. There's Doc Lottering still contemplating jumping in, I think.
He's got a ticket, he's just deciding when he comes in.
All right, Joe Steggers with pocket aces is raised. Alvin folds. Pocket sixes here for JP. He might decide to set mine when they're this deep. And he makes the call. Benny Quinn says, I'm priced now with my 6-4 suited, so here's one of JP's sixes.
Looking for the K6. 3-2, Queen, 2 clubs.
Gut shot for Benny.
Standard continuation.
One overcard for JP.
Too early for JP to peel one out, I think. He actually put some on ace king hand, so I think he's ahead. He has to factor in Benny to his left, of course. Enjoyed him in here for a good hour chatting the other day. There you go, as predicted.
Benny calls his gut shot.
Yeah, why not? Benny looks like he likes to gamble. And that's not sealed the deal, but it certainly pushes those percentages north for Joe at 92% equity in the hand now. How much is I think? Can I make out this?
He's checked. Sneaky. Check behind.
See a 5, no, he's safe. No flush there.
Benny checks. So action on Joe.
Funny feeling your undergraph is coming back into this table.
Bet and fold. Yeah, here's a player coming in seat 7, starting
That's
stack.
Johan,
And it is Johan has rejoined.
I spotted the techies when he came in. So he would come in back in with a starting stack.
Here's a view of Martinez, Robert Carley, Harold Brooks sharing a moment.
Sisu needing a shave, as I told him this morning when he broke my neck hugging me.
And there's another new player that's come in there to Nolene's left.
Yeah, he's one of the East London boys. I've forgotten his name. Not Brendan. It'll come back to me. Anyhow, there's 2 East London survivors left, so he tells me. So 2-4-4 in the big blind ante, 10k in the middle, still very, very deep, early days in the tournament. This is day 2, but a lot of new arrivals, plenty of value. You know, you're joining with a significant amount of big blinds.
Yeah, and a lot of levels of re-entry still remaining this morning. Yeah.
So Joe Steggers having been spoiled with his aces, now King 8 offsuit, they'll go back to the dealer. Jack 10 for Henny, a little bit early in the queue maybe. Let's see, do the chips go on the back of the cards? They do indeed. And he'll have to think about it. Not quite a premium hand, big stack to his left. He won't limp, that's for sure.
Raise 10,000.
10,000 the raise, there you go.
10,000.
Tim likes those hands, the 9-7 suited, etc.
But he's in the hijack, semi-late position. You cover it, Tim. Do you think he went to Stanford or he just bought the hat on a tourist visa?
He always wears it.
Got to tell you, he's smart enough to have gone to Stanford, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Big shout out to Tim in the mortgage company. If you want a mortgage, give him a shout. He's your man. It's Brandon doing very, very well.
Benny going for a little punt with a 4-3 suited in the small blind.
I think we're going to be saying Benny going for a little punt a lot today.
Yep.
I get that feeling.
We've seen it in the first couple of hands.
Yeah, I think Benny likes to play pots.
And Johan came along because of the price.
692, 2 spades. So a little spade draw here for Tim Akanusi.
With top pair.
Yep.
So he's going nowhere. Just check to Tim.
And he said to me, please don't put me on the feature table, Gary. Not that I have a choice, of course. It is a random draw for getting seats.
And he bets it quite heavily. Bets almost pot.
He should be thanking me now. What do you think? Putting me on
Yeah.
the feature table.
Getting a double up earlier.
But what's
Yeah.
Henny going to do here? Henny's whiffed, so he'll give it back to the dealer. And 34k will go towards Tim Akanusian. Tim up to 551,000, which is a big chunk of cheese, huh?
Yeah, with the Antonius van Dari hand.
Indeed. So Mr. Kramer there, just flown in, same plane as Rudy Free. They were actually sitting behind each other. So they've got a little side action going, I'm sure. Mark Liffman, of course, unmistakable figure with his arm on top of his head.
And he looks like he's all in against Fayyad.
Yeah, Imran Bujani between the two, and Fayyad
And Boza still in the hand as
let's
well.
see. I don't know if we can go back to that hand and just see the end of it. Camera 8. Yeah, we'll stay with that just to see what goes on. Boza's giving his speech, so he's folding. Trust me. And that guy's certainly not calling with 10-9. Mark Liffman to get that through. Thank you, guys. We'll go back to the feature table. Graphics up.
Yeah, and he's taken down the hand because he shows one card. So Henny under the gun. 4 chips have gone on.
Yeah, ace-7 suited. The danger of playing under the gun is all the players to your left, of course. And, you know, you need to have a decent reputation, which of course Henny does. It's a snap call there by Tim. I think his chip got in the middle before Henny's did.
Yeah, I said he likes those kinds of hands.
So, Johan, welcome back. And the noise you're hearing is from the Kramer, Liffman, Rosenthal, Bujani table. And they're having a ball down there.
So Johan is called. So multi-weight to the pot here. And Joe Steggers has flopped pretty well. Yeah, he's flopped an up and down. Just a 2 for Johan. Nothing for Henny. So backdoors only for Henny and Tim. So you can see, although Joe hasn't hit, he's got the best equity in the hand at 44% with the up and down draw.
We wrongly went away from that other table because that hand's still going on, believe it or not. And they've actually got cards out. And there was an all-in. So a 7 ace versus 7-10, and there's 5-9-9-6-2 on the flop. So I'm trying to work out who won that. Ace high by the look of it. No flush, no straights, no nothing. We can zoom back out.
So Joe has called the flop bet by Henny. Henny continued. Henny picks up the flush draw on the turn here. Let's check to him again, so his equity's increased a little.
So if you're just joining, Mark is commentating on one table. I'm actually watching an answer table, and that's being sorted out now. And looks like there were some opportunities there as well, and a side pot. So, but I think Mark Liffman is the benefactor. And now back to the feature table. Bring us up to speed there, Mark.
So Henny continued on the flop with the standard continuation. He'd missed everything. Joe had flopped the up and down. He called, everybody else folded.
Hard on the turn.
Yeah, Joe's checked the turn, and Henny's picked up the flush draw and has bet it now.
Action back with Joe, who's up and down with a 30%. Well, 29 because his card's $12.
It's very deep still, so it's 84k in the pot. He's getting 4-1.
And he has 770,000 in his stack.
So the price is right. He's got 30% equity and he's getting 4-1.
The price is definitely right. He knows that.
You can hear Kramov's voice out there, unmistakable.
I'm watching him on the other table. I don't know who's having more fun on that table.
And Joe has actually raised here. It's a strong move here by Joe.
Yeah,
Thinking that
Joe's saying pay for your draws, I've got a made hand, is what he's saying.
Yeah. So he's putting Henny to the test here. Strong play by Joe.
And Henny is nobody's fool here. He's not going to be paying for a draw. Unless he thinks he's got some solid equity in the hand. If he thinks his ace high is ahead,
Joe's telling him now that his ace high's not ahead, but Henny's drawing to the nuts. So he calls.
he thinks he's in good shape here, and once again had the price.
He doesn't want to find an ace on the river, because then he'll think he's really ahead, and that'll make Joe straight, and he'll never see it coming.
Yeah, wheel straight. Pretty sick. Oh well, he gets it. He thinks the heart on the river, stone colds.
So now
That's what Joe didn't want to see, to be honest.
Yeah. And Joe's missed, but he raised that turn, so he has to continue his story, but he's going to be, whatever chips he puts in the middle are going to be going to Henny.
The problem is he's going to put the best part of 120 grand in it.
Yeah. Exactly that, Gaz. He's counted out more than that.
125,000 bets. 120.
Yeah, 125.
Henny's sitting with the stone colds.
I said 120. What a pleasure, eh? You're sitting there with the stone cold nuts and you've got somebody betting into you. I suspect Henny might take a bit of time over this, as if to say,
Yeah.
I've got a weak flush here, or I've got a weak two pair, or whatever.
Counted out the 125. Seen what?
If he's got 125 in his hand, he might put it all in.
Yeah. He's got 270 total, so if he takes the 125 out,
Yeah, it's all in.
All in.
there we go.
Yeah, it's just he wouldn't leave himself much behind. He's pocket minted. So back to Joe.
And he's hoping Joe's got a set or two pair or something like that. Joe's already folded.
Joe's already folded.
What a pleasure when you've got the stone colds and somebody bets 125k into you on the river.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Big hand for Henny. Plus 224. That's almost a whole starting stack plus.
Yeah, that's a big swing in terms of stack sizes. Joe was 777, as you may or may not recall. And now he's down to 597, so he lost 100,000 plus there.
Yeah, because he re-raised to 55 on the turn.
And then 125 on the...
Yeah, plus the flop and the pre-flop. So around 200k he lost there.
His pocket money has gone. Well, there you go. He tried. So I'm repeating myself for some people, but Joe coming off a double in the La Grande in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. He played the high roller and the main event and won both of them.
Which is a great achievement. I had a chat to him when he came in with Max, and he said, The heavens just opened and the poker god smiled upon me. I ran so well.
Yeah, it was about 2 bar in Tanzanian shillings. So 2 bar in rands, the equivalent in Tanzanian shillings. So I'd say.
Very nicely done.
Yeah, he did well there because the last time I was here, I mean, he just left his shirt here. You know? Just couldn't get past it. He kept. Well, to be honest, he got a few bad beats as well when it happens, but he's out of it on the upswing, and it's all about the momentum. JP Oates,
Rates are 9,000.
Makes
pocket
it
nines,
9,000 with the nines.
folded back around, past Joe Steggers, round to Henny.
9,000.
Henny was 6-3, pontificating, but he's going to fold.
I've got a natural 8. Natural 9. I've got a natural 8.
There should be a yellow card for time wasting. What do you think?
Yeah, there it go. So Gary has put Henny on the yellow card, the warning for time wasting.
You know, there are. If I was to list people that I'd like to have on the table with me, Henny would be the person delivering the drinks because he always has my number. But I'd have him there because he's good entertainment. If you say to Henny Apple, who do you give the most bad beats to in your life? The name straight out of his mouth would be mine.
Friendly reminder that no
Because,
phones are allowed.
you know, Newton's third law would suggest that the opposite has to happen somewhere else. So there's somebody I'm putting bad beats on.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, so anyway, be that as it may.
In big tournaments, my hoodoo man is Bozo. He's given me more bad beats than anything else.
He would tell you there was skill.
He's told me good call on multiple occasions, and then the run out has been horrible.
So Henny having a bit of a joke with Delay there. Nice attitude, nice ambience at the table, and we enjoy that very much. We're here to have some fun, albeit it is some serious money up top as well.
So action on Alvin. He's been very quiet. Came to the table with 779, and he's still on 777.
4,000 to play.
1,000, that is.
Rates 10,000.
Benny raises from the hijack.
10,000 to play.
Right, it's folded around to Henny. Henny with the ace-9 in the small. It's kind of one of those flippy hands.
Yeah.
What nice to do it. Now, Tim Akanusi here is saying, you're not having my big blind, matey. I'll call the 6 ground.
Yeah, Tim has a wide calling range.
And we will go to the flop. So 7, 8, 9. It's a pair of 8s here for Henny.
Henny thinking, why didn't I call?
Only so many unicorns in the world, brother.
Bet is 12,500.
That should end that. There's nothing there for Tim.
Apart from a re-raise.
Yeah, saying that that's the blind range and you shouldn't have hit it. Here it comes. There's the raise. You know your man. Betting the range. Puts the re-raise in.
36,500.
He's never getting rid of Benny. Bang, snap. So now Tim looking for a queen. Change is just sorted out by the dealer. Pot up to 100k almost.
All becomes a tad more straight here.
Yeah, straight is there now. Tim checks, Benny checks back.
We've got to rep the ace. Only way you're going to win the hand.
But they can't have it both ways. He repped the blind range on the flop. Now he can't rep the ace on the river.
Yeah, but he's got to do something. That's the
Yeah.
only way he wins the hand. That's my point.
He can rep the straight. That's what he can do. He knows it.
There's an element of, I don't want to show my cards here either.
Yeah. And I've won a,
60k I get it done.
yeah, I've won a whole lot of chips. Let's see if no, he shuts down. Benny checks back.
Queen high. This is I have an 8.
Yeah. Money goes across to Benny.
I think Tim realises he could have bet him off that. Too late. Too late, she cried. So JP up and about there, having a look-see. Thank you for respect to the telephone rules.
Stepping away from the table. There is Rudy.
Rudy is in and flying next to Anand Kumar, Richard Barnard, Jesse Rosen, Clayton Tullyworth, and Roger Simmers.
Simmers, yeah. S-I-M-M-E-R-S.
That's him boiling water, simmering. Ahmed Karim hiding behind the dealer's haircut.
Yeah, just saw his head pop out behind the dealer when she leant forward. Big pot going into the corner there.
JP under the gun, centre of the table, seat number 5, right opposite the dealer. JP had a good rest period the day before this. Didn't play the 6 max. And simply was coming in fresh, in the right space, and looking to try and run deep in this one. So we wish him well.
See Doc and Dobby having a chat in the back. They haven't jumped in yet.
Dobby was a yes/no. I thought the dog was a yes. I'm pretty sure he had a ticket. Maybe I'm wrong. Dobby is fresh off a nice win as well, of course, albeit not in Texas Hold'em, draw poker. Having hit the straight flush in one of the privés, saying, and won 600,000 rand. Which was also a 4 of a kind as well, with 4 hands. So
yeah, he
did very, very well.
Had a great run. Make the straight flush, and then you get that jackpot, and then you get the 4 of the kind jackpot. What a pleasure!
Yeah, you're still bitching and moaning that the other jackpot was bigger an hour earlier.
Yeah.
I should just take the money and run with it. Anyhow, so anyhow, nice things happen to nice people, and Dobby is one of the nicest. Trust me. That's Jed. What's his name there? But behind it's Cape Townian. Jed, can't remember his surname. Big Sisu over the left shoulder of Jan Grove.
Go to the turn, yeah. Ace high, still ahead.
River's down already.
Okay, so there it is, the 3.
Two Stegers will win this for the ace.
Check down, and the ace high will win it.
So 15k profit, small pot in the scheme of things, across to Joe. So I can't remember Jed's surname. That's annoying me now.
Me neither.
Sure it's Jed. I'll ask when I go out. Mr. Alvin Pillay with this serious face on today. You know, I was watching some clips last night when I went to bed, or this morning, should I say, and I came across the annual Global Poker Awards.
Right.
And I was thinking, you know, we should have a South African Poker Awards.
Yeah, that would be
We should have a dinner, we should have a Poker Awards, you know, best player of the year, you know, best up-and-coming player of the year. You know, those types of things.
We would need a poker association, though. You know, it's been mooted for many years to have a players' association, and it's never ever happened.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge amount of work to do that. But I mean, I don't think you necessarily have to have an association. You have to have a vehicle by which to vote, of course.
That's what I'm saying, and who's going to host it? And
no, but like I say, it doesn't have to be association. I mean, it could be the Monster Jam Poker Awards, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
It could be the Songo Sun Poker Awards. It could be anything. As long as there's a vehicle or a method. Anyhow, I'm throwing that out to the public. How about that? The public have that in the domain there. Let's try and get a conversation going.
It's a very interesting one, Gaza.
Yeah. I mean, they could have an award for best looking commentator. It'd be tight, Mark, but I think I might just edge it.
You've already got a certificate for that from Way.
You know, I'm edging it, I think. You know, but I mean, you'd win the youngest one, of course.
Just
You'd edge that.
a few months.
I think if we had one for poundage, you'd also win that. I think you'd edge me on that. Although I am a big unit. But we could have some obscure prizes as well, which would be nice, you know.
Well, we go back to the sand. JP's got 2 pair, but there's a straight out on the board there now, and a flush draw for Tim. And he dinks it on the river, and now JP's going to pay him off. Tim's sitting with a 10-eye flush.
Tell our hands how we showed it, but I never agreed.
See, I can issue will share the bad news.
Yeah,
Runner flush. And JP just shake his head.
he will do so.
Give him a educated but sarcastic smart comment. Trust me, that Tim will just smile. Tim's a good egg, and so is JP.
Yeah.
So there you go, there's a challenge for people. In the comments column, we're going to have a look in a minute when we go live. In fact, we are live. I have a green light, so we'll fire it up. Poker Awards. There you go. Let's get a conversation going, and let's look at categories of Poker Awards. What category will you have? And best 2 pairs not going to be one of them.
Yeah.
Put it there.
You still have your competition from last night, and you
Yeah,
bought the
I'm
hat.
going to come to that. I've already got a winner in mind, but we'll continue it until, shall we say, 1 o'clock. Who's your favourite poker player and why? Just send that in, and I've got one of these floppy sunbet hats here, which is rather nice. It's actually reversible and waterproof. How about that?
Yeah, and you've got 8 entrants so far.
Yeah. I mean, the caveat is, of course, you've got to come collect the bloody hat, because I'm not sending it anywhere. But, we'll have a look-see at those. We'll recap on those after the luncheon. How about that?
There we go.
Your undergraph ace-jack of hearts here.
Under the gun, he's raised to 12,000. Folded round to Henny, he's out the way. Tim Akanusi quickly in. Tim likes to play a lot of pots, we know this. King 10. Folded. Round to JP. Small blind, Queen 4 off into the muck. Benny Quinn's out the way in the big blind.
Awesome. So, we're off to the flop.
Something for both players. Top pair for Johan, second pair for Tim. That'll keep Tim interested.
Johan, of course, was in Vegas with us. He had a couple of nice runs in a few tournaments, and great tourist, of course. Really nice to see him there.
Snap call by Tim. See if he can improve on his king.
And non-believer.
Seven no hold for Tim.
Yeah, I think 7's not much out to anybody. I mean, 2 spades on board now, so there is a flush draw there.
71k in the pot. One bet 18.5 on the flop. 26 on the turn. Just over a third of the pot, and he gets the job done. And I saw yesterday we were over 900 subscribers.
Yeah, 910 I think it was, so we're trying to get that 1,000 mark by the end of the series. So keep our fingers crossed there.
It'll be down there, we can see it.
924.
924.
We are climbing north. We need another 76.
So remember, you still have time to enter Gary's competition for who your favorite poker player is and why. And then also the new
But it's just a suggestion, a talking
Yeah.
point. What awards would you have if you had a poker award ceremony for South African poker?
And
What would the categories be?
and how would you go about doing it?
Yeah, I think the how might be a longer conversation, but any ideas we'll take. But definitely the categories for poker awards. There you go. There's something for us to chew over. I'm pretty sure we got some obscure ones out there. There'll be somebody coming up with best tattoo or hat or something. That's ridiculous. I think Nolene in the background might win the best poker tattoo. She's got some awesome poker generated. Talking of awesome, Penny Apple in the picture here, but Jack 10 again, going to give it another spin from early position.
Wearing Imran's new favorite brand, Rip Curl.
Imran's in the house, of course, we saw him earlier.
So Henny has raised. It's been folded round to JP on the button.
And they'll get back to the dealer.
Benny's
From
a
the
quick
dealer.
folder. So it's just a big blind of Johan.
Benny folds. Johan, I think Benny just folded the same hand as Johan. 17 clubs. Certainly 9-3 or 9-4. Anyhow, Johan's in the big, so he's not going to give this up too easily.
Makes the defense.
The beautiful Caitlin wanders by. Cheer up anybody's day. 2-10, 4. So, Henny, you hit your 10. Jack kicker.
I would imagine he's a member of your club multiple times already.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I actually don't like Henny Apple, so I'd rather not speak about it. Terrible man.
And he makes the continuation with the top pair.
He's a good buddy of mine.
And that'll take down the hand.
We love him.
He shows you on the 10.
You can't get any credibility now, Henny. It's too late in life.
Yeah.
We all know you. Trying to buy credibility with a 10. Whatever next. Henny is stalwart of the South African poker scene, and he's got his finger in many pies, but one of his companies that he does is all the fire equipment and servicing and that, which is a highly specialised job which you need to be certificated for from the government. And these guys are super, absolutely super. They come once a year to our place and they do all our fire equipment and test everything. Just good people. So great service. So if you need anything in that department, speak to Henny. His team will come around and help you out.
He was somebody's pick for the favorite poker player, and they said because of the way he reads the game, there was Andre Pretorius.
Yeah, there are 2 Henny Apples. That'll be the other one he's talking about.
Was it diamonds then? What's the suit that you call diamonds?
Gareth Wilkinson said he's going to come and visit us today. Do you remember that?
He did, and he said he would bring coffee.
So, the door's there, Gareth, and we are waiting with bated breath. We can only wait so long for a caffeine fix. Our camera guy and sound guy, VDP as I call him, Mr. Van der Poel here, is not smiling. Because he's got no caffeine, he says. Do you see, Gareth? You upset the camera guys already. Hugo running GFX this morning, he's on first shift, and Hugo doesn't give a monkeys because this caffeine comes from a Coca-Cola bottle, not from a coffee cup.
Coffee.
He doesn't do coffee.
So JP has raised from the cutoff. Benny Quinn has come with the ace-4. And Johan queens again.
Yeah, CBC goes. Actually, yeah, it's too steady a player. He didn't bother him at all. He was out on queens earlier. He's just figuring out what size. 28 in the pot. Needs to thin the field a little bit.
Still 1,000. It's 1,000.
And they all give it up quickly. Shows the queens.
Oh, I was just showing that ladies are not
It's nice to see there's 4 full tables out there, plus the feature table, 5 tables in this high roller. At some point when we look at the timing screen, it'll probably be updated to tell us how many entries there are.
Well, if there's 8 on the table and there's 5, it's 40, I suppose. But I don't have a little look see. Alvin has been quite quiet this morning.
Yeah, he's hardly played a hand.
You know what that next is, Bill? Yeah.
But Alvin's a very busy man, always busy doing something. Alrighty, so we're off and running. Jack 10 is a popular old hand this morning.
Yeah,
especially
suited.
under the gun and early.
Tim comes in with a raise. Alvin ace-4 suited.
There's a great meme, isn't there, about Jack 10 with the chap in the car. He said, why is our sister called Rosie? He said, well, your mother's favourite thing is roses. He says, thanks, Dad. He said, that's okay, Jack 10 suited.
That would be your son.
That's absolutely classic, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
that's
absolutely
brilliant.
classic.
So folded round after Alvin called. Henny in the big blind with 6-5 suited. He might think that's worth a little defense.
Absolutely. Suited connectors, mid-range, from the big blind. It wouldn't even surprise me if you raised it. It's a flat, of course, but I mean, you never know with Henny.
Chips have gone on.
He's got his chips on the back of the cards there.
He makes the call.
Yep, so he's going to smooth this and see if he can get the right flop. You know, this is straight flushes, two pairs. He's got it all. Oh, there's the first one.
Okay, everybody's missed there.
Good shot for Henny.
But Tim has flopped it.
Yeah, that is a monster. So we should see a check from Mr. Akanusi here to try and induce rainbow flop. So flops the joint, top edge. Might scare your customers off there. Let's see.
There's nothing there for Alvin other than a move.
Yep.
He gets out the way and Henny will fold as well, I'm sure. He's got a gut shot, but
Not really. Okay. Unfortunate.
Tim says, oh man. He flopped the joint.
So Alvin and Henny will be saying, what a great fault, you know?
Yeah.
There's always a counter argument.
I can't find a queen, eh?
So I suspect there will be a satellite later on.
There is there's a main event satellite again.
But this is the main event that's taking place today, as in the high roller. The Aston Shiong.
And we have day 1B of the main event takes place this evening.
Yes, not forgetting. And they will be cranking it through to the wee small hours. You know, what day is it today? Thursday?
Thursday already, guys.
How long have we been away?
A week and a half already.
No wonder my wife's got a new friend.
Since last week, Tuesday.
I looked at our house cameras this morning and it was like a new car in the drive. You know? Wife and some nondescript guy, bikinis in the back garden.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Must have a new pool boy. Eh? Shout out to my wife Shelley. She's the ever patient poker widow. Without her, I certainly wouldn't have the job I have and have the privilege of playing poker every weekend. So thank you to her, and hopefully we'll see her at the weekend. And she'll be our house mother as always.
Alvin is raised from under the gun with ace-jack. Been called by Johan with a king-queen. Henny now with the jack-10. As you said, very popular that hand this morning, Gary.
It is always in early position though. Have you noticed?
Yeah,
it's
no.
never been on the. It's never sort of been in the hijack with a cut
Yeah.
off all of the buttons.
So Henny in the small blind now with the jack-10 makes the call. And Tim says, oh, well, now I can't fold. Too much of a price. He calls.
The K9. There we go.
The
Ace
doggy
jack.
hand.
King, queen. So 8, 3, 4, 2 clubs. Not really smashing anybody's range there.
No, ace high still ahead. Tim says that's the blind range, I'll bet it.
What do you mean? That's Tim's range.
Yeah.
Blind range.
Tim from anywhere is what you're saying. That
Yeah.
the fact that he's in the big blind just
Yes, just camouflages it.
reinforces his range.
Of course, we're just giving Tim some flack there. Actually, a very accomplished player.
Yeah, and build stack very quickly.
Yeah. And a good guy. Smart man. A lot of time for Tim. Always days it over the poker table.
Alvin's having none of it. He said, I raised pre-flop. I'm repping a big pair. You lead into me. I'm re-raising.
Yeah, and listen, Alvin might appear to be busy with other things, but he's got an eye on what's going on, trust me.
Yeah, and he gets Tim to fold. Alvin repping, I had aces, queens, kings, something like that. It takes down the hand.
Well played, sir. So I'm going to challenge on VDP here to get me a timing screen up so we can see how many players we got, how long we got left on the level, etc., etc. What the dealers think, and we'll stick that up on screen for you right now. There you go. 47 entries, 35 players still left in. Blinds are at 2,000, 4,000. The key number is 402. That's what you're looking for. Average stack. And we've got about 9 minutes to run on this level, and then we will go into the second level of the morning prior to taking our first break and changing that to tape. 1,579,200 South African rands in the pot. Blinds at 2-4.
Yeah, over the guarantee now. Average stack is 402,857.
So we'll go back to the feature table. JP Oates will be your under the gun player. Ace 10 suited for JP. Let's see. Let's see what he's going to do with this. He's certainly not going to fold it, that's for sure. Under the gun, always a strong open. Shows a lot of strength. JP will get the respect he's due as well. He's not the sort of guy who's bluffing in any way, shape or form from there. Quick folds, as you'd expect, all the way around. Henny has ace 4. They'll probably go back as well. He's not going to play a raggedy ace with Tim on his left as well. I still predict he's going to fall.
Yeah, there come the chips off, Gary. You know your man.
And as if by magic, Tim says, I'm having none of that in the small blind. And let's hope we don't get a club fest on the flop.
Oh, and it is there, the clubs.
Now this could get quite juicy. I mean, far be it from me to be wishing for a club on the turn, but this could get a bit feisty, huh?
Yeah, there's no version of either of them folding now
No,
on this
quite.
flop. And I could even see Tim check raise here.
I mean, from a flush point of view, I mean, JP's free rolling here. He's got the ace high as well. So,
Tim just smooths.
yep, and rightly so. Two really nice guys, so I'm kind of not hoping for a club in that regard, but for TV purposes, you know, it would be nice. I think that's all.
Tim's picked up extra equity now because he picked up the gut shot on the turn. So he's got the
Yeah.
flush draw, the straight draw, got an overcard.
But still a 3-to-1 dog.
Yeah, he doesn't know that, of course. He's factoring that his clubs are good. 35k by JP now. Snap call.
Tim is very deep here, so he's, well, they both are. Okay, so there'll be no club fest. But suffice to say, JP with his ace high. Tim with the betting lead here, so what's he going to do? have a look at Tim. Oh, he's checked. Back to JP. And, JP's repping here, but he's actually betting with the best hand. So
Yeah, he's ripping that he's got that queen, that he had ace queen or something like that, but he doesn't realize that he's that far in front.
yeah, that's his sizing. Yeah.
He's gone for around 65, is he?
Yeah. Yeah, 65. And unfortunately, Tim will have to shut down here. I don't think he can call with king high. Yep, he'll give this one up, I'm sure. Yep, solid. Well played, both gentlemen. And like I say, a bit of me wanted to see the club in the thing, but I don't want to see either of those players go out. So well played. The best hand is the winning hand, and JP will be collecting chips there.
Up on many things.
A7.
Up on many things. Many things were on there. I don't think you had a queen.
So we'll be going on to hand number 18 of the day, blinds at 2-4, so everybody considerably deep here. And Benny Quinn will be our under the gun player. And Mark has gone to do the natural thing. And I've got the pleasure of having my chummer here, Mr. Wei Ming Lo, just picked up the headset. So to just say good morning to you, Wei. How you doing?
Good, good. How are you, Gary?
Lekker.
Good
I've
morning,
seen you've been
everybody.
sat there for a couple of minutes, watching us put spells on people, trying to get clubs for TV and stuff like that. But both guys are nice guys, so we wouldn't wish that on them. We have a nice, relaxed sort of morning here. We kind of build up, you know, just chill a bit. And I know you can see the hands going in the background, but I don't know if you were here. We were chatting about subjects about poker. And I floated the idea of some poker awards and having some vehicle to carry those awards. So I've challenged the public to come up with what awards you would have if you were running the poker awards. So it's easy for best young up and coming player of the year, you know,
Yeah.
etc. Best high roller. So an obscure poker award. What do you think?
I think we should have a funny poker award or so.
Is it?
Like,
Well, who's the most funny person like?
like all kinds of like hilarious awards. Who's the best looking head shape? Who's got the best glasses? Who's got the best outfits?
Okay. So Dobby and Henny have won those two. So who else are we moving on to?
Oh, JP's a contender too.
Yeah, but I mean, Henny has got by far the most amusing head. No, just joking. So that floated. We're waiting for some answers on that. Back to the poker. 993 here.
With 3 ways to the flop.
Yeah.
There's 61 in the middle.
So JP now under the big blinds. Checks it. People will be wary of that 9 and will be in those smaller big blind ranges.
So Tim in position.
Yeah, Tim's been the aggressor this morning quite a lot. Didn't want to come on the feature table, sat down, kings and queens. Straight off the bat and doubled up, knocked out Johan de Graaf, and Johan's back in again.
And gets that bet through.
Classic case of he who hesitates or he who draws his gun first there, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so what's your plans for the day? I mean, are you going to play in this high roller, or are you going to do satellites, or what are you doing?
I'm flying back today. I'm flying back tonight at 8.
Okay,
Back to Johannesburg.
so you're just treading water for the day.
I am.
That's nice. What time you got to be at the airport? Some ridiculously early hour or something, is it?
6.
Oh, that's not too bad. So you get to hang around and watch a few. I saw that Mike Ponset was out there with his giant friend Kevin.
Yeah, they're on their way now. They're flying out at 3.
Ah, okay, so they're off and running as well.
Okay, we've got Johan under the gun.
Did you see Johan in Vegas?
I didn't.
He was in Vegas when we were there.
Ace-9 off, under the gun.
Yep, 318 behind, under the gun. Back
Yep,
to the dealer.
let that
Joe
go.
Stagger's away as well.
Joe with a Doyle, we'll let that go. Henny with a suited king.
Yeah, this is Henny's range.
I think he will,
In the hijack.
I think he will have stab.
did I say?
Yeah, he bet 10,000. And Benny,
What's the re-raise?
3 bets to 25k
Yeah.
with the 2 ladies.
Yep. So Benny has played quite a few flops here. The history would suggest that he's calling light and that Henny could probably, I mean, minimum flat this, but
And Henny will take it to the streets.
yeah, and I think as Benny's called a lot of flops fairly loose, and that's the history of the table so far.
And there he finds a king.
Yeah, quite. So Benny won't be happy with those 2 overs to his queens.
Probably the worst flop for queens.
Check, check. Henny wary, of course, of that ace there.
The queens pick up extra equity with the backdoor clubs.
Yeah, but 2 pair no for Henny, so he's going down. That'll be the end of the level.
Wow,
That's
gem
a sick
card.
one. That's a sick
Gem card, wow, that hand's gonna escalate this pot.
Benny just binks it on the river.
That's gonna escalate this pot a lot.
Yeah, that's
126 in the middle.
To be honest, in respect to his playing, it's a pretty disgusting card on the river. I mean, the only thing that might save him is the flush there, but
Goes for half pot sizing. Now does Henny go for value with the 2 pair here? I think he might just flat this because of the clubs.
yeah, I think that's
Also
what saves him.
Yeah, also 3 broadways.
Yeah, it's one of those I have to call moments, but I know I'm possibly behind. You can see it in his face.
Doesn't love it. It's one of those crying calls. It's like
There you go.
kissing them
we'll
goodbye.
we'll stay with Henny. We'll stay with Henny.
Oh wow. Yeah. Wow, what a sick river. So nice pick up for Ben there.
Yeah, so Henny was not a happy bunny there, I can assure you. He kissed those chips as he put them in and he just knew, but as you say, the classic crying call moment. Well, the good news is that your good lady will be pleased to see you. You've been away for a few days, haven't you? So,
Yeah, almost a week.
is it? Jeez, you got a pink ticket for a week. How did you? Isn't it?
Don't know, blessed.
Yeah. I'm sure there'll be. We keep talking about Newton's third law and the equal and opposite sort of thing. You'll have to pay back. You know that. Right? That's how it works.
Nah, I'm lucky. I'm pretty blessed.
Yeah, well, you are that. And also, you have a. You're like me. You're good lady's a poker player. So
Yeah.
that they one understand, 2 empathise, sympathise,
She's actually in
and 3 putting us FOMO at home, wanting to come
Yeah.
here. So we'll give a shout out to the lovely Sonia. Or Sons as you call her. Shit. Okay, back to the action. Olvin Pila Falls. He's been very quiet, Olvin. I'm sure he's being distracted over there. And Wandile will give these a shuffle for us. And good morning to all the people now who are starting to log on to the stream. Don't forget, give us a like and definitely subscribe to the channel. We're up to 924 subscribers, and we're looking to make that 1,000 by the end of the week.
Come on, people, let's get
Okay,
that thing
we're
to
back and
1,000.
running.
We got Joe under the gun with Queen 3 off. Got Henny with under the gun plus 1 with King 10 off.
So Big Mark has gone to do a deck change for us, so you'll see him
to be
appearing
active.
shortly.
You're
What's
open.
happening here? Bring us up to
1 plus 1,
Yep.
you're open. Oh no, it just flatted. Now you're open. 12.5. And Alvin with a nice suited connector with 9-8 of spades. Will make the call in position. JP will let go of Jack 7 off. And Benny just flat with the big
Well,
stick.
he's hiding away
Hiding
there.
some strength there. Johan will come along with 6-4 suited, I'm sure. The flop is 2-3-4. So Johan is in the lead. Benny with a gut shot and backdoor hearts. Not much going on for Henny.
There you go. You got the job, mate.
Alvin has got the backdoor spades.
Yep. And we haven't seen much of Alvin, I've got to be honest. And not because he's wearing a mask, by the way. He's just been a bit busy. He just hasn't had any
With
cards.
the shades and the mask.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Pile there, he's just one of the nicest men on the planet. So he checks. Queen comes on board here. And Johan with a 6-4 is miles ahead here. He won't know that, of course.
Henny will try and rip that queen.
Yep. So he put 50% pot there, just about. Action back round to Alvin. He folds and gets out of the way.
Benny's got 2 overs with a gut shot. I think he'll float one.
Yeah, his backdoor odds are gone, but you're right, he's got the 2 overs. Benny likes to be in pots.
Yeah.
You know, nice man, but
That's a go.
bit of discipline there. And Johan with
the
86% equity here,
With a
facing.
redraw to the highest straight.
Yep.
I think he'll come. Okay, 96 in the middle, going to the river.
That's a big chunk of change when you think it's a 300 starting, eh?
Yeah, it is.
It's relative. How about that? There you go. Johan de Graaf gets the check mark, and he can only lose if he folds.
Does Henny fire this bullet? I think he does.
I think he has to. He has
He
to
has
tell
to.
the story.
What's his sizing here?
Well, there's nearly 100k in the middle, so 60, 65, I think is
I
a
think
good risk.
anything upwards of 2/3 pot, I think will get
Yeah.
through.
That's kind of the size. So what's the size? We'll flick, good. We'll flick across to Johan.
41.
And I think this gets through. Yep. And also, just bear in mind the psychological side of this is he's on his second bullet already, and he's on the feature table twice.
And great speech play from Henny.
Oh
You-
yeah.
You hit the flop, you gotta pay me.
Yeah.
Went for a value half pot bet, got it through. Great play in position.
And there's Big Mark on the telly. How about that?
Well played, Henny.
Doing a deck change for us. Thank you, Mark. Well done. Is that Mark Liffner Is he walking? There's been a lot of frivolity on that table, trust me. They've been having a ball over there with Darren Kramer conducting affairs as usual. Okay, don't forget, please subscribe to the channel, give us a like, helps us out a ton on the channel. And we're going to go back to the feature table and a new hand. And this will be hand 21 of the day, 2-5, 5 on the big blind, 5 on the big blind ante. Long way to go in this tournament, way up. A lot of yardage.
A lot of room, a lot of plays left.
Indeed.
Blinds are 2.55.
Yep.
It will cost you 12,500 a rotation. Average stack around about 400. Still plenty of room in this one.
And the dealer's just checking that the cards are correct.
So we'll just
People
have a
often
deck
ask me,
change.
why do they do that if you check them, Gary? Well, the truth is that you have to have at least 2 levels of checking before cards go on the table. And those mistakes have been made in the past. We've had cards that have been duplicated. And I think, as you grow, those things have to be, they have to be eradicated from the beginning. But there are checks and balances that are in place to stop.
So you don't pick up suited aces, Gary.
Indeed, and the dealer is the last checkpoint, and that's why we give them the cards in suit in order, so they find that easy to check, and the players can see it in front of them. So that's our last sort of line of defence to stop that happening. It doesn't happen very often. In fact, it's very, very rare, but it has happened. Okay, so Henny Apple We seem to be talking a lot about Henny today. Will be our under the gun player just to the left of our dealer Wandilo there. And Joe Steggers also, he's been extremely quiet today. I was saying to people before you came in, Joe's just come off a double, a high roller and the main event at the La Grande in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania.
Wow.
He won both tournaments and almost 2 bar in equivalent rounds. So he's on a little bit of momentum, which is he was due, because when he was here last time out, I mean, he left his shirt here, you know, really.
Henny with the Queen Jack suited under the gun.
Yep, he'll come out and fire here. And he's never been afraid to play from early position. And I like these suited ball play cards. They're pretty.
Pretty cards.
Yeah, pretty cards. Tim, look at Tim watching him intently.
Yeah. Tim,
See this snap,
Tim
he can't get them in quick enough. So Tim with the ace-2. Oh, we're going to have a heart fest.
We got a club fest earlier, now we have a heart fest.
Yes. Snap, snap. And we're flying around the table here. Joe votes, and so does Johan de Groff. And there's only one heart. Okay, so ace high for Tim here with the redraw to the wheel.
Ace high in the lead with position. With a check.
Heart
Heart will
turn.
be interesting.
Oh, it's a red one, but the wrong one. Henny takes the lead.
Henny takes the lead. We'll lead out now. 15 into 36.
Bet fault. No.
Stick around to find that gutty 5.
Yeah. Let's see. That'll be sick, wouldn't it? No.
7.
Bet fold now. Henny's the champ.
Tim might get sticky with ace high. Doesn't always believe him.
He's
Okay, this one. 16.5.
I think Henny and Tim are having a bit of a ball this morning. They're enjoying themselves.
Got Alvin play with 762k, 152 big blinds. Joe's got 116 big blinds. JP's got 110 big blinds. Everybody's still pretty deep.
Indeed they are. So I'll ask, at the end of the next hand, Mr. Van der Pol, we'll have a look at the timing screen.
So we've got Tim with ace-5 suited under the gun.
And the other thing we'd like, Hugo, is have a look at maybe the scoreboard, you know, the chip counts, and maybe the VPIP at some stage as well. That'll be helpful. So we'll just spin that through for you. So the first one, we'll have a look at the timing clock. Then after the next hand, we'll have a look at the leaderboard, and then we'll check the aggressiveness.
Tim will open ace-5 suited under the gun to 15.
He likes these little suited aces, eh?
Yeah.
What is the name of the guy in the background? Did you see him? Jed. His surname from Cape Town. I can't remember his surname. I don't know if you know him. Joe Steggers away again.
And he's away.
Joe is not getting involved today.
Oh, raise and take.
Yeah,
Shows the ace of spades.
We'll have a look at the timing screen. Oh, there we go. We've got the schools and the doors. Nobody only came to Young with 55 bigs. Yeah. So you can talk us through that one now. Way off you go.
All right, so we're in level number 6. There's been 50 entries, 36 players still in.
Okay, I'll get to about, that's it. Carry on. Carry on, finish.
Irish chip stack is about 410, 416. The total pot is now 1.68.
So they made their guarantee as well.
They've already reached the guarantee.
Good.
Yeah. Great, we're in level 6. Blinds are 2.55.
Good, good. All right, thank you very much, Shivan. We appreciate that, and we'll go back to the feature table. There we go. That's a nice shot of the table across the back of the England shirt there of
Got Alvin under the gun.
We'll bring up the graphics.
Oh wait, Tim under the gun? No, Tim's on the button.
Yeah, Tim is
no,
under
Tim's
the
big
gun.
blind.
No, Tim is under the gun. Yeah.
Tim is big blind.
Yeah, so the button is in the wrong place, basically. No.
Tim's big blind.
I can see physically what he is. I'm saying what he's saying on the screen is
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
under the gun. So there's some confusion here.
Roll. It's a proper kicker.
So when there's a mistake on the table like that, we'll move our software to suit them because it's their mistake. I mean, for me to go out there and tell them that it's in the wrong place, it's completely academic. Okay, VVIP, Tim the most aggressive on the table, Joe the least aggressive, which I didn't think I'd be hearing myself say, and of course Henny second there with 39%. VPIP meaning obviously voluntary put in pots. So yeah, Joe Steggers, least aggressive.
With the most
Interesting.
chips.
Interesting, huh? A little bit of a strategy change. A quick look at this outer table before we go back. Marco there with his Dave Kindigit beard. Max Davison, of course, Nerves Naker, Sugi, Num, Abdelessa, and Edgar, and not forgetting Howard at the end of the table. Let's go back to the feature table, guys. Thank you. JP85 suited to Gapper.
There you go.
Away. He was under the gun. Benny with the lone ace out the way. Folded all the way around. Aye, aye. Joe is awake. The giant has awakened. We'll just wait for the graphics to catch up here.
So Joe open. King 9 off on the cutoff. Any in position
Okay, so any to act here.
with pocket nines will probably come with a 3-bet. Just flat, the nines. Alvin with
thought
ace
they did
queen,
just
the
flat
big
there.
blind. Well, it's the first open from Joe in a while. With 3 ways to the flop, just an open and 2 flats. Flop is queen 3-5 rainbow.
Yep, so
Alvin goes in front.
Alvin with his queen here, top. Joe looks in the zone today, huh? And he's going to bet his pair. Alvin's definitely going nowhere. This is, you'll see the Alvin Pile move here, nice and steady. The glass is already on.
Comes with the check raise. To 30. Any size, just 1/4 pot to get some information. Found out quickly. Nines are probably behind.
Yeah, and there'll be no banter between Henny and Alvin, trust me.
No.
And it'll just be a flat call and peel one or you'll fold. That was always going to be one of the two.
Henny will show his nines and get the information and made the correct fold.
Alvin gave him a look at his cards, which is very unusual. So a bit of respect there. Alvin still remains at the top there with 159 bigs, and nobody in danger here. He undergraphed with 55. So plenty of arm room, as we say.
I love the sizing there from Henny. He bet 1/4 pot, got the information he wanted.
Yep.
Would also get value from the 5 and the 3. And when he gets raised there, it's always a queen.
Yep.
So that was a great sizing. Got away cheap.
So what do you think of this table? Look, Ronnie DeSantos there, huh?
That's my buddy Ronnie, disposer.
How's he doing? I know he got knocked out yesterday. He's back in, obviously.
He got it in kings against ace queen with an ace queen folded.
Yeah, I heard the hand, but what was his mood yesterday? I didn't see him.
Yeah, he was actually.
Was he
obvious-
chipper? Was he all right?
Yeah, he's alright. He's actually still quite balanced, playing well.
Good. I'm glad to hear because it's kind of his first venture into the higher level tournament.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so for him, I don't think he's a nervous type guy. I mean, he's an ex-Olympic boxer. I don't think he gets that nervous. But, you know, it's still a bit of, you know.
So we got a King Jack suited open from Benny under the gun. We got Tim with Queen 9 suited on the button. Thinking about it.
He's thinking of re-popping it.
Nice 3 bet.
Classic Tim, that. Classic.
Nice 3 bet to 30. And Benny will take it to the streets.
6, 7, 8, up, down, straight draw for Tim. Not a lot going on for. Just checking the suits there. Yeah, not a lot going on for Benny.
Does Benny have backdoor
Bet
hearts?
fold. Easy as that. No, he doesn't. That's what I was checking.
Bet fold. Great play from Tim. Played in position. Get the 3 bet in. Rep a higher range.
One of the things you must know about Tim is he doesn't hang around. You saw the pace at which he played that hand.
Yeah, absolutely.
He didn't actually give Benny a chance to think,
Yeah, absolutely.
which is another tool in the armory. People don't realise the speed at which you act. There's a lot to say about what you're holding in your hand.
Well played, Tim.
So Roger Simmers here on the left, local guy, done very well. End of the table, Rudolph Ferry, of course, unmistakable. I think that's Faisal next to him, Richard Barnard, Jesse Rosen, and Clinton Tallywanth there. Oh, Ahmed Karim, the other side of the dealer as well. Interesting table that, not an easy one, that's for sure.
Power table.
Not that there are any easy tables.
I don't think there's any easy tables in this event.
The only easy table way is the one we're sat at.
Yeah, exactly.
So 9-7, this is the Asfandiari hand.
That's it. The Magician's Carpet.
Yeah, here we go. Joe will have a piece of this. Raise it up to 11 case. So Henry with the suited one gappers. He'll get out of the way. Round to Tim. What's Tim got? Tim's been a lot of pots. Queen 9 suited, that's reasonable. We'll take that in the cutoff. Alvin with the Queen 10. I think whatever Alvin was doing, he's finished doing, because he seems to be more focused on his poker now. This is the Alvin we know and love. If the sunglasses go on, you know we're going to have a hand. There we go. Sunglasses on.
With 5 ways to the flop. 60k in the middle. Flop is 10-8-4, 2 clubs. JP picking up the bottom pair with the flush draw.
Tim has also got a bigger flush draw here, of course.
Tim with the gutty and a bigger flush draw.
So quite a bit of equity
Alvin
there for him.
got top pair with queen kicker. Benny and Joe, not much equity.
Yeah, if you look at it, literally the 37% in terms of equity is with Tim because of the big draw he's got.
Yep.
Even though Alvin's got the made hand.
So it's,
Round to JP. JP is he's got a draw here.
so it's check to Tim. Tim leads for 40k into 60.
Yeah.
There's a raise to 110 from Alvin on the button.
JP gets out of the way sensibly. Joe Stegers folds. Tim Akadusi says I'm having none of it. Oh! I thought that was a club on the turn. That was the 9. So that's going to keep Tim a little bit more interested.
rounds. Now he's picked up a pair, he's got the flush draw, he's got the gut shot.
And those are his outs across the screen. And obviously we include the folded cards, not the standard rule of 4 to 2 percentage. So ours is actual.
So he's got 8 outs one time. Now he will know he's no longer a math favorite. So a big bet here should chase it. Bets half pot, 114 to 280.
That's a big change. Tim is saying, I think he's going to call this, yeah. Like I said, he acts quickly. Huh? So those are the outs.
So now there's 560 in the middle.
And unfortunately he misses all of his outs. Check. Does Alvin go for some value here?
That's possibly the worst card for Tim to find because he makes 2 pair and Alvin has a bigger 2 pair. But it does complete the one card jack
That's a
straight.
check, check.
Therefore goes check check. And Alvin picks up a big pot there, 560k pot. Picks up.
299 of it being profit.
Yeah, great pickup for him.
So this guy on the right here, Jed, do you know? I know him as Jed, I just don't know his surname. We've got Fayad Albertus behind him, obviously Imran Boljani, and unmistakably Nolan Vessels,
King
Darren Kramer and Harold Brooks. It's an interesting dynamic. The hyperactive Darren Kramer. He's actually been very quiet since he knocked out Mark Lithman, I noticed, and they balanced the tables. But yeah, he's a bit of a ledge, is old Kramer. He was telling me about him travelling down with Rudy Ferree on the plane this morning from Cape Town. They were sat behind each other.
Should be an interesting conversation.
Yeah. I said, rattling his chair saying, are we there yet, Dad? And yeah, they've got a little side bet going on, Rudy and Darren.
Is that a last longer bet?
Can't disclose. But yeah, they got some side action going, which is always good.
The raise from under the gun from Joe with Queen Jack off. Penny under the gun +1. We'll call with a 7-6 suited.
I was surprised to see Joe on that VPIP list at 17% and at the bottom of the stick. I've got to be honest, but hey. Right, we're off and running here again. Olvin with the Ace King. What's his sizing? Wait, what are you going to put in here? 34 in the pot, 2 players in. Both of them, well, one raised, the other one called the 11. So we've got a raise and a limp call.
32.
You like the pot size, huh?
Yeah, I like it. I want to see a flop pay. I'm in position though, so
Yeah.
with a premium in position, tax them more.
Let's see what he puts in.
$41.
Yes, he's gone a little bit more over the pot, but you're right. He's making them pay.
Yeah, they're making them pay 30 more, which is what's in the middle. It's nice. Oh, Benny pins in a small blind.
So this will be an interesting dynamic. We haven't seen Benny the aggressor. We've seen Benny the passive player.
Benny's been trapping, but he's known he can be
He
aggressive.
can be. That's what I'm saying. Is he going to come out of his box now?
This can be also a great squeeze spot because he can put his stack to work here, get a lot of folds.
So, are we going to see Benny the aggressor this time? I mean, this is going to end up heads up between him and Olvin.
This is just flat.
I don't know. Let's see.
Just called.
Just called. So, yeah, gets out of the way. Joe's out of the way.
He's out the way.
And there we go. Heads up, Benny and Olvin. So we're off to a flop. Well, the ace is there.
So ace 9-8 flop. Benny with 10s. Alvin with a big slick.
So Olvin is continuing the movement here. Just bear in mind, Olvin's got $1 million behind, eh?
Yeah.
He's in great shape in terms of his chip count. So that in itself is scary. Thank you to Mark, who's just brought the cards back for us.
So Alvin will bet. Alvin will bet 50 into about 114. I think that will get it through.
Once he makes his decision, he goes with it.
Benny floats on.
Oh, he's trying to develop his hand here.
Oh, that card is going to hurt him.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's least likely, no, less likely, so I say that Olvin's got the ace. He doesn't pick any draw possibilities up here, so he's got a bare pair now.
Owen still has the possibility of all the overpairs to the 10.
Yeah.
No, he's
Check,
thinking
check.
about-
So let's see what Olvin does in terms of value. I mean, he just does. He's never checking it back here, obviously. So 214,000 in the pot. I reckon he puts in about 120, 130 here, and see if he can get can squeeze Benny through or something. What do you think?
He put 80. I
Yeah,
would say
yeah,
so.
that's definitely a call me bet.
There you go.
And Benny rightly gets away from it. And Olvin shows him the ace out of courtesy, so that's nice. And Olvin up to 1 million. I would suspect that is close to the chip leader in the house. We will find out later.
I think he's most likely the chip leader.
He is indeed. They told me the sun is shining in Gauteng. So you're going back to some
Some
sunshine?
sunshine?
Yep. It's
Good
good
news.
news for me because I've got new solar panels installed, and the more UV, the less I pay.
Are you still tracking it on your phone?
Yes,
like
I
your,
do.
all your output and
Yeah, during the day I'm not paying for any electricity, which is just awesome. And my bill this month, now we've had the solar in and the gas geysers in for less than half a month, so the bill's not representative of the full month. But we went from 6,300 total down to 7,000, no, less, 4,000 or something.
oh wow,
So we were like, you know, just less than £2 cheaper.
that's good.
So yeah, I mean in 1 month. So we're looking forward to a full month to see where we really
How
are
much
and how
you
long it's
save,
gonna
yeah.
how long it's gonna take me to reap the investment back. You know, that's because you know solar is not a cheap habit, and neither is gas geysers. But
So Henny with ace-9 suited under the gun.
we'll collect some data, some meaningful data, and yeah, but we're heading in the right direction.
Well, if
which
you're
is good.
saving £5 a month, it adds up.
When I'm older, that's why. Oh,
But, Bradley has just swung by with the coffee, so shout out to Brads. Thank you very much.
Shout out to Brad. Although, those of you that don't know, Brad does very good art. And he's
Don't be
gonna
making his head grow.
sorry.
Don't make his head grow too much.
He's going to be doing some art at the Comic Con. So those of you doing nothing next weekend, go down to the Comic Con. Go support Brad.
Brad is. We all have tickets already, you see. And yes, he is a very good artist. I did teach him most of what he knows.
I don't know about that one. I'm going to call your bluff on that one.
Yeah, I think you might get.
So we're going to open from Henny. We've got a 3-bet from the Jacks from JP. And
Take it down.
we'll take it down.
JP's been relatively quiet as well. That's the outside view there. And Ronnie is not going to get lost in that crowd, eh?
That stands out, eh?
Steve Courtney to his left with Bozo there. So there's no easy table out here.
There
Not
there
a
really
one.
isn't.
Not a one. And it's nice to see some players that you don't normally see in these events. I mean, Ronnie is one, Nolene is another one. I mean, Marco on the right there, with the shades, he's another one. And there's a few other people out there that you wouldn't normally see in these events. So venturing up to the next level, I think I'd like to call it.
Is there anyone you know flying in later?
No, I think we're going to see, what we'll see is what we'll see. The end of the late reg will be this morning sometime.
Okay.
But yeah, if they do, the stacks will be in play, of course. But I think we've got what we've got. There might be a straggler or two when we go to break in the next 20 minutes or so, I think it is.
There might be a few rebos.
Yeah, that is without doubt going to happen.
Yeah.
And of course, people can surrender their stack if they wish to. But and rebuy a full one. And he gets out of the way. And we didn't pick up Tim's cards here, so we'll have a little sweat. No, we won't. And JP's raise will take that down from the hijack. And he dominated everybody with 5-3 suited there.
5-3
Nice work.
suited.
Beautiful. The JPOs we know and love. There's our stage from outside looking in. You'll see all the cameras there and the screens and the lights and the big screen. And there's Brad walking in the door behind. So amazing. You see him walk in the front and then appear to you.
It's like a magic trick.
It is like a magic trick, isn't it? It's actually quite bizarre. And this venue will be filling up again later, as we've got day 1B of the main event. There's a satellite as well, of course. So this place will be rocking once again. And now we're at the business end of the tournament, so all the day 1s are coming through. We've got the high roller, and then of course day 2 is on Saturday. They all come together, and of course culminating in the final day, where we give away the bracelets and the prize pool. And notwithstanding the fact that we've still got a turbo to come, we've still got a semi-freeze to come, and there's several other bits and bobs to come. So don't go anywhere. There's something for everybody. Welcome to the new joiners on the stream. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Help us out on the channel. And we're blessed to have the company of Young Wei with us now for a little while longer. I know he's got to go get a flight in a bit, but we'll certainly see you through to the end of the level. And then Mark must come back and earn all the money we pay him to talk nonsense about what he loves.
We got Henny with ace-jack suited in the small blind. Just flat, laying a trap there. What did
Balanced ranging, balanced performance,
On the-
balanced...
There's a
everything.
raise with a 10-9 from Tim. And that's exactly what Henny wanted.
Exactly. And there's a dynamic you'll have seen developing
Yeah.
between these two. Henny's just checked dark there.
Henny disguises his hand and checks dark to him. And finds the ace.
Yep. So it's all about, I'm really weak here, Tim. I'm checking dark. I'm just trying to mess with you from the small blind.
Tim will continue with his story.
Yeah. But it's great because I mean Henny just created the impression I'm just trying to steal your big blind here.
Yeah.
You know?
And a bit 20k into 45.
How do you like those apples, he says. So I know lots of players whose ego would not allow them to fold here. But I think Tim's got to fold.
I think Tim, doesn't have much equity. If he had like Queen Jack,
Yeah, that's slightly different. But it's a long road to
it's a long road, like there's no equity.
It needed to be
there.
the 9 of diamonds, not
Yeah.
the 9 of hearts. That's
Yeah.
exactly where it needs to be.
Yeah, 9 of diamonds.
He'll fold. He's
Yes.
not going to give chips away. Oh no, here we go. No, he's not, is he?
He's gonna click back.
No, he was looking for a reaction there. Oh,
The pump
dear.
fake.
Oh, dear.
The pump fake.
Little tap of the table. You know, Henny looks like a little boy with that face. He's so cheeky sometimes. Well played, Henny.
Well played, Henny.
indeed. There's some nice poker being played this morning, and we enjoy it and we appreciate it.
Nice back and forth between Henny and Tim.
Yeah, that dynamic is interesting, and sorry we'll be losing them off the feature table, but that's how it is. Let's have a look at the timing screen if we have a moment, please, Shaman.
Okay,
22 minutes to run on the level.
Okay, we're in level number 6. 50 entries, 35 players still in. The average stack is 428,000. There's 168,000 in the prize pool already. We have 20 minutes to the next break. Blinds are still 2.5, 5 with a 5,000 ante. JP will open the action with ace jack off under the gun. Benny will flat with ace 10 suited under the gun plus
suited.
1.
A lot of people don't like ace 10. Ace 10 suited, I kind of get excited when I see that.
The ace 10 suited.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, Dave Canning, you know Dave Canning.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the worst hand in poker. He never gets sick of saying it. So 2 hearts here and a diamond. What have we got? Let's have a look here. So the ace jack is still ahead here. Top for JP. Excuse me.
JP checked. There we
Oh,
go.
no, his action is still to come.
Yeah, we go. Dummies. Benny gets out the way. Tim gets out the way. Goes bet fold. Pick up 34k for JP.
got an invitation to go to the Bellagio to their new privé.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm thinking about going to Vegas just for the week, you know.
This is the week. Wow. Take me with.
Yeah, I'm just joking. They sent me an invite to the Bellagio. To the,
So the resorts will book Kevin Hart.
We zit binnenkant in Pasen. We zit binnenkant. Je bent ook over Pasen. Pasen. Echt niet
The guys watching the rugby,
they are indeed.
I can see when the guys have that look on their face. this-
Wallabies versus New Zealand, I believe. Huh?
Yeah.
Tenminste, maar niet van. Ja, dan kun je kaart kom uit dan. Maar je zit
That's Benny with the Lebanese aces under the gun. We'll let that go. Johan,
I'm just trying to get the
Queen eight.
rugby.
Oh, 1.5.
Joe with the Queen 10 suited in the hijack. We'll raise it to 11. Benny with A3 off, we'll let that go. And Tim with the Jack 8. As our friend Franco will say, Jack 8's the nuts. Owen with King 9. And the small, we'll let it go. JP with pocket 6s will complete. So we're 3 ways to the flop, 40k in the middle. The flop is 743. JP with the gut shot.
Yeah, JP also with point sixes here, so miles ahead.
Yeah, a pair.
By the way, the rugby is 10-10, Australia and New Zealand.
Oh yeah, draw is the best result for us.
Yeah, indeed. Long way to go. They've only
Yeah.
played 20 odd minutes.
Tim will bet in position, 20k. JP will come along. And Joe will get out the way.
Yep, heads up.
It's up to the turn. A lot of good turns for Tim. For example, a diamond.
Yeah,
Now picks up the flush draw.
He has the flush draw. Pocket six is still ahead there.
2 overs
Creaking,
to the
but
6s
creaking,
plus
as
the
they
flush
say.
draw.
There you
And
go.
there's
That's
the
what they
diamond.
call binking a flush on the river.
Backdoor diamonds get there. Tim will try and go for a bit of value. Or does he size into 80?
I don't know how much value he's going to get out of JP.
Bets is 60, doesn't get called.
No.
Went for a rather large size. The 6s don't beat much there. Doesn't beat the 7, doesn't beat the king, doesn't beat the 9, doesn't beat the diamonds. Tough to extract.
So I don't know which table is coming up onto the feature table. Normally I would go out and speak with Sikley, but we'll leave him to do that. I'd like to see Kramer's table come up there, but we'll see. We've got about I think just under 20 minutes, maybe about 18 minutes to run on the level. It's been quite an entertaining morning. I mean, we've had one knockout, we've had lots of action. The one thing we haven't had is lots of tanking, which is good.
Yeah, this table has acted pretty quickly. They've been clearer about their decisions.
Yeah, and you know, when I talk about tanking, I'm not talking about thinking about calling and stuff. I'm actually talking about people who tank. Most players act relatively quick. There are a few players who remain nameless who do take a bit of time, and it can be quite tedious. That you know?
No names.
Okay, JP 7-6 suited here. 2,500, 570 behind. So let's see.
Haven't seen your card. Haven't seen my card before. Haven't seen my card yet.
Hij gaat 3 speelkaarten. Oh, je gaat look. Er is 3 uit speelkaarten.
So 7 highs ahead here. Check, check. 5 doesn't really change anything. That's a pair of 5s with 7 high. No, the chop. Everybody loves the chop pots.
Chop it out.
You had him dominated with 7 high. I mean, come on, JP, what's wrong with you? You've got to fire him up, we? So Jason Hoffman says, wait for it, the best hair award. Only you, Jason. I know what you look like, and you do need a haircut, brother. Barry Semmett says, biggest buy-in over the year of all tournaments in a year. Okay, I like that. Shane Hatton says, great commentary, Gary and Way. Glad you got rid of Mark. I just made that bit up.
No, he never said that. He would never say that about Coach.
Shane says, great commentary, Gary and Way. Good to hear you back in the booth, bro. Candice Hartman says, best poker theatrics. You know, the stuff you love so much, Gary. Back in Way's funny award suggestion. Good for you. Thank you, Candice. So, some ideas floating in now. I think oh, Australia have got somebody in the bin. I think New Zealand have as well.
Joe with
Bit of
4-2 off
fisticuffs.
under the gun. You let that go.
So we're bringing you commentary from outside. We're bringing you commentary from the stream here, the people writing in. And we're also giving you rugby updates. So, I mean, you know, where else?
Tim with the suited ace. Ooh, Owen with the suited ace.
So here we go. So Tim just flat called this with the suited ace 8. Alvin is having none of it by the look of it.
Melvin's got the chip lead, so you can flex a bit. Raise it to 18k.
There's the raise. JP gets out of the way. Anyway, King 10 will probably have some of this out of the small. Be very disciplined if he folds.
Is this ever a 4-bet?
No, I think he's always a flatter here.
Looks so strong as a 4-bet though.
Yeah, I agree, but he just likes to see the flops, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of his bag.
Hand with the suited jack 6. We have 3 ways to the flop. Everybody's suit mining. We've got hearts, diamonds, and spades.
So what price all clubs?
Yeah, it's going to come out all clubs.
Here we go, 2
Oh,
diamonds.
2 diamonds, there we go.
Tim in the house. Notwithstanding the fact Alvin's picked up ace 9 here as well. So second pair for Alvin.
Second pair for Alvin and gut shot for Ben.
Yep.
Everybody got some equity. I'd rather be Tim right now.
Yeah, Alvin's getting the 43%, of course.
He's got back those spades, middle pair.
Yeah, and of course he's got the made hand at the moment.
Yeah, the problem is that the ace isn't good for Tim.
So Alvin's going to come out and put some chips in the middle.
Yeah, difficult to make a pair.
So check from Tim, bet from Alvin, 36,000. And Benny's got, I was going to say Benny should be folding this, but what do I know?
Got a gut shot.
Yeah.
Want to see one more?
Trust me, I know you wouldn't be putting money in there. You'd have been long gone. You'd have been on your tea break.
But then again, I'm a nit, so...
You heard it here first, folks. We'll get him to sign that bit of paper before he leaves as well. So
Now,
Tim in the tank, as they say.
Does Tim ever raise, yeah? Because
But Tim has got it in his armory, trust me.
absolutely. I think it's a good raise, yeah? Because you can maybe buy you a check on the turn.
Yeah. No,
So
but
you
he's
might
definitely
get your showdown just by paying the raise here now.
just a call, so we'll go to the flop count. I don't know what happened out there, but they're watching rugby,
I
obviously.
think something's going on with the rugby. All the guys seems to be looking at the television.
I'm watching the rugby as well on here.
So the backdoor spades come through for Alvin. So now Alvin has middle pair plus the backdoor spades and is a 68% favorite.
Yep.
And then what comes? The diamond comes through, of course.
And he pinks it on the river, and
Tim earns a check mark. What sizing does he go for?
well, if he wants to get paid, I reckon he should put in there between 70 and 80.
I think it's too big. I think go
Alvin,
for like
Alvin
40.
is- okay, I mean 40 is just too fishy for me. I've got to be honest.
Yeah, but it's just such a good price for people to pay you.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially
But I
for-
think he can get 80
for-
out of Alvin.
For a guy holding 1.1 million, he's paying you 40.
Let's see.
How much would you say?
Let us see. He might surprise us all.
80, 64. Yeah, look, I went for low, below it. Let's see what Tim goes for. Maybe Tim goes for all of it. No, never. I think it's gonna be between 60 and 80, like you guys said.
Paid 115,000. 115,000 bets.
Goes big. Goes 115.
Well, I'm claiming the win there because I was closest.
You, yeah, you're definitely close.
So Tim bets 115.
Yeah.
There we go. Look at Alvin now. This is the glasses up, highly suspicious, crunching of eyes, staring down moment. Just has to spin that little thing in front of him as well. And Alvin is a super accomplished player. He will unpack this in his head, 100%, and come to a decision. And I reckon if you had a little counter of decisions he makes, he's 70-30 right all the time.
He's good.
He is a very accomplished player, and very smart.
Good sizing from Tim. Gets cold.
Yep.
Great sizing from Tim. Extracted well there on the river. Got a nice value bid.
And I'm claiming the win there. Sorry, boss.
You can claim the win. You went for the largest sizing between the three of us, and
Yeah.
and he went even larger than that and got paid.
Yeah.
So
If Alvin thinks he's ahead, he's going to pay you. Trust me.
good sizing from Tim.
Yeah, well played, all players. So the rugby is still at 10-10. The who in and Orin was nasty tackle, and then subsequently the All Blacks went over the line, claimed a try, everybody was celebrating, but he'd lost control of the ball, and the ball had gone forward, so it was disallowed. And that's where we are. It looks like a war of attrition there, because the trainer is on the pitch more than the flipping referee and the players.
Looks
I
like
mean, there's
every single
bodies
time.
everywhere.
Every single time is an Australian player down.
I must tell you a story. The All Blacks are in the ascendancy without a doubt, and there's two players in the bin from the Aussies. They're getting smashed, right?
Yeah.
But it's still 10-10. I mean, they're just getting smashed on the pitch.
It's like 15 against 13. It's still 10-10. Are we back to the action? Head is folded under the gun.
And 35 of the day blinds. It's still
Tim
2-5.
for the dirty diaper will fold.
5 and 5 in the big blind. Empty.
Alvin will fold. 6-3 off. JP on the cutoff with a raggedy ace. Will look to be active.
The reason he's done that is in the cut-off there.
Yeah.
And he knows that he's got players who are able to fold to his left.
Ben's folded the 6-4. Oh, he's walked into the Cowboys.
Yep. Johan has obviously not folded. It's about his sizing really and how he can get paid. Bear in mind that he was on the end of the Cowboys the last time and got knocked out. So what has he got?
3 bets to 23k.
And that will be all she wrote, I'm pretty sure. Two Steggers is folded. A little bit of time to think about it.
Notice
Keep some credibility.
the very small sizing of
And,
the 3 men. He wants to
that'll
keep a
be it.
lot of hands in. He wants to keep a lot of hands in. JP might fancy playing in position, yeah?
I
Does
didn't
he
know
come
what
with
JP
a
said. Did he
full
just say call?
I think he's coming with it.
Okay, so it's just a call.
Yeah, call in position.
Let's see if the Ace Magnets live up to their name. There they are.
Oh,
This is such a sick game.
such a sick game. But he did go for a very small sizing.
Yeah.
I mean, the open was to 11.
Yeah,
the 3-bet was to 23. It's like he wants to keep in a lot of hands.
yeah, of course he does. But,
but
you know,
the problem is
the history, of course, is he's already been knocked out once on his second bullet.
Oh man, that's stiffs for Johan.
The only glimmer of hope is that he's got the king of clubs in his hand.
Let's see what sizing
We need to
JP
see
goes
a
for.
jack, a 10, or a club, or both on the turn, if he's still in. Because it's going to be tougher in the lay down these two cowboys, that's for sure. Let's get across to Johan.
There's a bet of 19k. He will float one street to see if he can pick up any equity on the turn. Any 10, any jack, any club will give him some kind of equity. Obviously, any king. Picks up the 5.
And, you know,
I
he's
think
a
we'll
3% dog, yeah?
Yeah, now I just go check bet for it.
I would imagine so.
Let's reverse it from like from JP's perspective. He's got the weak ace. He might not love his
Check
hand too
also.
much either. Yeah, let's check. Now he loves his hand.
Yeah, no, he loves his hand. And no, JP could actually get paid because he might not believe he's got an ace. I mean, I can't believe that JP's just going to check this back. Obviously.
Yeah, if JP, he will never check it back. He might even get paid, like you said.
Yeah, maybe 35, 40.
Might put him on jacks and pay him.
Yeah, 25. You don't need to know what Johan said. It is an 18 show. But yeah, I can understand his
So
frustration.
JP got paid another 25k extra on the river because of the second ace. Wow.
So we got about 3 or 4 minutes to run on the tournament clock here. So Wade, we're going to at the end of the level, we're going to kick you out because you've had your 5 minutes of fame. You're welcome to stay, of course, but just to watch what goes on. Sitting out there.
Thank you for having me here.
But one thing I would do is just wish you well, and thanks for coming to support the team down here. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me here.
And of course, pass our love and best on to your good lady, your better half. And tell her we missed her, and hopefully next time we'll see her on the way around. All right, so let's get back to what could potentially be an ultimate hand for this group of players before we change them out in the break. I'll let you talk us through it, Wei.
All right, so we got Alvin with King 7 suited under the gun +1. Will flat call. No. Yes. JP will call with Ace 9 suited. Benny will fold the 7-2. Johan with 9-6 suited, but his suit is dominated. And we got Joe with 9-5 suited. And Henny with 3-2. There are 5 ways to the flop. 30k in the middle. The flop is 6-10-10. Joe with backdoor diamonds. Johan with 6 is currently leading. And we'll bet 15k to 30 on the button. Nobody else really have any draws. I think it'll just be bet for. There we go. Nice pickup for Johan after those pocket kings got
The
cracked.
disappointment of the Cowboys and the inevitable ace onto the flop. So yeah, I don't know which table's coming up here next, but whoever it is, I'm sure we're going to be entertained by a feast of great poker. This type of level of, or shall I say, this level of buy-in will attract the better players. It's just inevitable. And as we've alluded to, there's some new players who don't normally play this level, so I'm very keen to see how they do. And know they operate, you know, being surrounded by the likes of Kramer and Rosenthal, Deverson, etc. And that'll be a good challenge for them, and I'm sure that's part of the reason they're here, to challenge themselves, you know. The only way you get to play better at anything is to play against better players, which, you know, be that golf, be that rugby, be that any sport or anything. So good luck to those people. 5-7 here, so the one gapper for Alvin. Under the gun, out of position, break ensuing. Probably get rid of those, yep. Ace Jack of hearts, so if there was a heart race, Alvin got out at the right time. Benny will park those.
He's out the way. Tim
So
will defend.
the players have decided that's the last hand. Doesn't matter. Only the blinds or the ensuing blinds would.
So Tim will 3-bet with the pocket nines to 28,000. It's 33,000.
Okay, so
And the players
that,
have
as
gone
they
to break.
say, is that. We're going on a 15-minute break. We're going to chip up the small chips as well.
Shout out to Brad.
Shout out to everybody on the team there. Brad Simpson, way this commentary thing is becoming a regular thing. You go, boy.
There wasn't the break.
We're getting you in here, Brad. I told you when we're up at Kurtang, you're going to come and give us a hand. So I'll let you sign off, Way.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We've got Mark coming back in after the break.
There you go. So that's Wei Ming Lo, Poker Lab boys, and always a pleasure to have him with us. Enjoy his company very much, and for a young man, very knowledgeable about the game of poker as well. And all the best to you and your good lady. All right, so that's us. We're going to go outside. We're going to change out the table. We'll be back in about 15 minutes with some new faces.
Welcome back to the Boardwalk Casino in the beautiful city of Kwabeche in the Eastern Cape. This is your Sunbet Poker Tour, the 4th stop on our nationwide tour. This is day 7 of the series. We are playing the high roller, the Aston Shiong Memorial. It was dedicated to him. Great poker player from down in this region. Well supported in all the tours over the years, from All Africa Days to all the other events. So a lovely memorial for Aston and his family. We have got your new feature table coming in after the break. In seat 2, Howard Lipman, 273,500. Seat 3, Marco Machia, and the button will be on him, 266,000. Seat 5, Sugen Singh, 74,600. Seat 6, Naeem Lam, 721,000. And in seat 7, Abdul Essa, 219,000. And rounding it out, local boy Edgar Antizana, 364,000. We go back to Sugi. I think that is 746,000, not 74 if you look at the stack in front of him. So we move on to the first hand. Abdul Essa is under the gun. Raised by Edgar from the hijack. Folded round to Sugi, he's folded. Naeem in the big blind will defend with the 8-6 suited. Kind of cards he likes. Those gapped suited connectors. So we're going to go two-way to the flop. Blinds are 3,000, 6,000 with a big blind ante of 6,000. Ah, Naeem folded, he didn't call. So Naeem actually folded there. And Edgar took down that hand pre-flop. So in seat 4, we're getting a new player. Mark Liffman is coming in from Cape Town. So he'll be joining us in seat number 4. So that will fill up the table to 7 players. I believe it will be a starting stack, is the news I'm getting from the side. So there it is a brand new starting stack. You can see the 650k chips there, 300k starting stack. And Mark Lippman had a lot of chips overnight, so there have obviously been some casualties on the outer tables. Comes in. Sugi giving some change. Folded round to Sugi in the small blind. He's got queen deuce off, and he gives a walk. Some button on Sugi. Abdul posts the big blind, and Edgar will be under the gun. Hand number 40 of the day. As I said, blinds are 3,000, 6,000 with big blind ante of 6. So action on Edgar, 10-6 off under the gun. Round to Howard, king 3 off. And Howard's had a solid last couple of series. He's ended up in the cash a few times. Just quietly goes about his business.
I was going to say he's just very noisy, but that's the other Lippman, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the younger version. The younger version got installed with the chirping mode. So pocket fours for Marco is raised up. Sugi on the button, king jack suited. Has come along. Lama's folded. Abdul's out the way in the big blind. So we're going to go 2 to the flop here. The classic version of the small pair versus 2 overcards. Safe for the pocket fours there. Marco, being the pre-flop aggressor, will continue. He's not too seriously dangerous for his fours on that flop. As soon as he reaches for chips, Sugi gives it up.
Yep.
So respectful Marco. Plays fairly tightly, so the players will have been aware of that. He's featured quite a number of events in the series already. Had some table time on the feature table. There's a nice shot of those chips pulling out from that blue big 50K, the black 10K, the red 5Ks, the yellow or orange 1K, and the green 500s.
So, we're off and running on our second featured table of the day. We are 7-handed. Mark Liffman just joined us in seat 1. Otherwise, the other players transferring up from the main floor.
There is Mark. He's going to raise it from the hijack with the ace-jack.
I believe this is Mark's second bullet, so he was in earlier on one of the outer tables. He's not just arrived, so
Yeah.
welcome back to him. Abdul will get out of the way. Edgar, the hometown boy, will call with King 5.
And defend his blind.
So 2 players will go to the flop. Who's the dealer? Blessing. Welcome back, young sir.
So 2 ways to the flop.
5, 3, 10 rainbow. So a 5 for Edgar.
We'll check. Mark will continue, no doubt. Makes it 22. Now Edgar's hit middle pair. He's not going to go anywhere. Makes the call. Seven, no help for Mark. Edgar checks again. It got checked back by Mark. Now 2 pair for Edgar.
Yeah, lock on the hand, gets the tick mark, and it'll be a bet fold, I'm pretty sure. Mark will get out of the way now. Nothing there for him, and you'll know that.
And there's Nicky Sisu in the back. I had a little catch up with him while Wei was commentating. Showed me a lovely picture of his dad. He flew his dad down for the rugby sevens to Cape Town and kitted his dad out in one of those castle light heads with the whole big head outfit, everything. He says, look at this old man of mine having a ball.
Oh, Uncle Peter. Nice man.
And Nicky says he's already going to be flying his dad down to Cape Town for the whole series, and his dad will play all the events down there.
That's nice. Be nice to see him. I haven't seen him for a while. Good, look at that. Look at all those chipperoonies. Who's that? That's the boss, the Hugo boss. Mr. Bonjani.
Navsniker to his right, our left.
The smiler, that is Navsniker. Okay, so we're back to the feature table. It's a fold. Mark with the 2 picture cards here, under the gun +1, early position. 259 behind, starting stack of 300, so he's deposited a few coins somewhere else already. Folds the road quickly to Edgar and Howard.
Marco gives up the big blind.
So Mark will get 15.
Yeah.
Mark will get 15k to the good and start repairing the hole in his stack, as they say.
If that was Howard folding the ace-6 suited, that's a snug fold in the,
It's such
in
a
the big
nit.
blind.
Such a nit. I think that might be a mistake. Okay, no more in on the feed, but for everybody out there listening, I can see the numbers are increasing. Please make sure you've hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get up over 1,000 for the series. 924 was the last look. We'll refresh our screen and have another look now. Let's see where we are. 927, so we've added 3 more. Thank you to those subscribers. Of course, hit the like button. I'm telling everybody to hit the like button. I haven't hit it myself yet. There we go. I've hit the like button as well.
There we go.
And I'm a subscriber. How about that? I was one of the early subscribers. Maybe we should have an award for a subscriber award. How about that?
We can do that as well.
The best looking subscriber, I could win that one. Early subscriber, I could win that one. Okay, 3 players left in. Small blind under the gun cut off.
So the
7.
4 hits Mark, and he was the pre-flop aggressor. And there's nothing for anybody else, so when you-
Continue the story and get rid of them, huh?
yeah. Nothing for Abdul. Will fold. And Howard will fold and Mark will get that one through. So there it is, Sugi 722, Naeem 710. Down to